Hey guys, and welcome back to part 4 of this series of videos on how to build the gmail.com landing page mini project. It's a great mini front-end web project that you can put on your resume and impress those recruiters. Show them that you're picking up skills as a web developer. It's a 7-part series. In each video, we typically implement one feature. So don't hesitate to code along with us, alright? One step at a time, you're going to build a beautiful mini project. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to build out the main sections of our landing page. And it might seem like a lot of work, but it's actually not. We did a lot of the hard work in terms of setting up the page in the first couple of videos. So you'll see how easy it is to build out more and more sections if you took the right decisions up front, which we have. If you haven't seen the last 3 parts, do go ahead, check out the playlist is in the description below. So take a look at how we built out the navigation bar and the footer and how we've set up our page in general. This video, we're going to take a look at how to build out our main sections. If you like what we're doing, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, get notified every time that we release a new series or a new part to an existing series. And don't forget to come join us on the Edyst Webmaster Bootcamp. Alright, we do a lot more videos like this. We do a lot more workshops like this. The link is in the description below. You'll also find the code for this project in the bootcamp itself. So go ahead, sign up, reach out to me on the Edyst chat. Me and my team of mentors are more than happy to assist you, even if you have general doubts, generic doubts about web development. Alright, doesn't have to be specific to the project. Alright, enough said. Let's get to building out the main sections. With this, about 90% of our entire project will be done. I'm pretty excited to see how this video will end. Hopefully you are also excited. Let's get to writing some code. Okay, so we have this done. Now what remains is very straightforward, very standard stuff. We went through this in the morning. The page now just has a bunch of sections. Okay, it has the stay organized section, the never drop the ball section, this thing called take action right from the inbox, avoid suspicious emails. And you notice it has such a beautiful pattern to it. Okay, it's amazing. It's a section which has heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image. Okay, so it's going to be really easy for us to code it up. Okay, so I hope you guys are excited as I am, because it's going to be really easy to do this. Okay, even this one, the main hero section. We can actually tackle this right away. Okay, so we'll tackle this right away. Just get more done with Gmail, join video meetings, and so on. All right. So we'll tackle this first. Then we'll go on to this section, then this section, and then these 4 sections, one after the other. Right. So the way that I generally define a section, okay, is remember, don't lose sight of the big picture here. Okay, what does your overall HTML look like? Forget about like the inner elements and how many nav, how many UL. Forget about all of that. What does the main thing look like? You have a header, and then you have section, and then you have footer. Okay, that's literally how simple it can be. So I'm just going to call it the hero section. Okay, this is my first section. This guy would be experience Gmail. Okay, so let's make another section called experience Gmail section. We're not putting anything inside there, or maybe we can just add some text here. Then we have this section. Okay, this section is basically just an image. Okay, so I'm going to call it something like devices section, and there's going to be an image over here. Let's see, let's add another section called stay organized. So we have stay organized. Never drop the ball. Take action section. So what am I doing right now? I'm just setting up the structure. That's it. nothing will change on the page, okay, uh, because there's no content to be added, right? I'm just making some, some basic sections over here. Then we could have something like um, avoid suspicious emails section. Just giving it some class names so that it's easier for me to write my CSS if there's anything specific to this class. Okay, and then finally we'll have our get Gmail section. Okay, you notice that this is overly verbose. Okay, verbose meaning I keep having to add dash section dash section. Not the best way to do this. Okay, uh, typically what you would want here is probably we don't need any of this dash section in our class names. Either way, we've not done a lot. Okay, as of now what we are looking at is every one of these sections, right? We saw the structure: heading, paragraph, something, heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image. So we're just writing it out in our HTML for now. Okay, we just made a bunch of sections. All of the sections are currently they're empty. Okay, so something like never drop the ball. Let's just add the text here. Okay, so we have stay organized, never drop the ball, take action right from the inbox, avoid suspicious emails, and then we have get started with Gmail. Okay, so let's see what else is remaining. The devices section is basically just one thing, right? So we probably want to, oh man, selecting the text is going to be difficult here. Okay, okay, so we have something like this. Okay, so far nothing impressive. Again, looks ugly, but it takes literally 5-10 minutes to make all of this pretty. But before we start making anything pretty, first of all, we have to give them the right, we have to draw them using the right elements. Okay, so this is a heading. This is, I think, the main heading on the page, right? So I'm probably going to use an H1 tag to have this. Okay, and then this is just a paragraph, right? So let's go ahead and just wrap it up in a paragraph. Okay, and this get Gmail is a button like what we had here on the top right. We have a button there, right? So let's just add a class of, I think it's BPM. Okay, so we have this done. This is your H1, right? Similarly, this guy, again, these are all second level headings. All of the other headings, right? Experience Gmail, stay organized, never drop the ball. These are all second level headings, okay? Which means they're not the most important headings on the page. They're important, but they're not the most important headings. So it's kind of like saying, what is the most important thing on your page should be the H1, and there should only ever be one H1, okay? There shouldn't be more than one H1. Every other section should have an H2 as a heading, okay? So you have this, and then finally you have something like get started with Gmail, right? So this also can be an H2, okay? That's fine. And all of this, the rest of this can just be, it can be a paragraph, right? So I'm just going to surround it with, one second. Just adding paragraphs, okay? So up until now, we're doing nothing fancy. okay, with just adding the right tags. Okay, I'm saying that, this text is a paragraph, this text is a heading. Okay, that's all I'm doing. So let's wrap this up in just a minute, and you'll see why this becomes so so wonderful. And this again, this get Gmail thing is again, it's a button, right? So this, okay, and yeah, let's see. So is it the best? Clearly not. It looks like, but it looks better than before, right? At least you can see the headings, you can see the paragraphs. So okay, we're doing well. We started well. Um, let's see. Let's just quickly go ahead and add all of the images. Okay, that seems like the right thing to do. So let's add the image over here, and always remember to give alt tags. Okay, make sure you give good alt tags. I am just kind of rushing through this, which is not. You should never rush through these things. Okay, like that's one of the challenges with doing some of these webinars. Okay, is that I know I don't have all day. You don't have all day, first of all, so I can't take my time, right? At the end of the day, I have to wrap this up within 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever. But the thing about web development is, guys, it's not something that you need to do quickly. Okay, all of you who've been doing programming, especially if you've done competitive programming, you get into this bad habit of thinking that all software has to be written very very fast. Okay, in 1 hour I have to do 3 questions. In 2 hours I have to get an ordered login solution. That's for competitive programming. Okay, but that's not how software is written. Okay, software is not written under at least good software can't be written under severe time constraints. Okay, you have to take your time with it. For instance, you'll notice that this entire page, okay, barely has anything. It's such a simple thing to build that you think, what is the point of a Google engineer? And I'm pretty sure, yeah, those guys get paid in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why does it take a Google engineer to build something like this? This to some intern who's done 6 months of HTML, CSS can build, right? And you would think that, but that's not really the case. Okay, the difference between a Google engineer and even somebody like me, for instance, okay, is the attention to detail that these guys pay. Okay, like very very little letter spacing. Okay, for instance, if you look at this button here, this get Gmail, okay, or this get started with Gmail, the spacing between the letters is also something that those guys set manually. Okay, they will make sure that when you hover over it, it's the absolute right color. We tend to get very lazy. Okay, when we are beginners, we tend to look at it and say, okay, this is black, this is blue, but it's not black. This is like a lighter shade of black. It's very small, but if I made it black, you would see that it's a different color. So great web engineers, they are very very detail oriented. Okay, their entire thing is all about, can I get the spacing right? You and I will say, oh, this is some 20 pixels, and then we'll go. But those guys will obsess over it. Hey, is it 20? Is it 32? Okay, they'll keep increasing, keep decreasing till they find the right one. So all of this, you can't really do it in, I'll do it in half a minute, I'll do it in, half an hour, I'll do it in 2 hours. It doesn't happen that way. Even this thing, okay, part of my job is not to show you how to, it's not just to tell you that, hey, you can build it this way. Because that anyways you would have been able to see if you just do view source. So what is the point of me doing all of this? The point is to help you guys understand that, if I am able to give you this code, if I'm giving you these video lectures, I'm hoping that you guys will take the next entire week, okay, to go through it. And it's fine. Not all of you know everything about HTML, CSS right now. That's perfectly fine. You'll come to know about it, but it'll take time. Okay, doing these things, even if they seem very simple, they take a lot of time to do. Okay, so don't think that this is over the minute we end up building this page. Okay, that's actually when the fun starts. So it will take time. So don't get frustrated if it takes time. Okay, that's basically all that I wanted to tell you. Don't get too frustrated if it ends up taking longer than you think, because it takes everybody that long. Okay, Google engineers would have spent about a week, or I don't know, like 3-4 days trying to get this right. Okay, so it's perfectly fine if you also take that much time. Okay, you can't skimp on time. So with that lecture, okay, no more lectures for you guys. But yeah, so let's see what we have so far. Okay, um, guys, a lot of you are going in and out of the Zoom call. Am I audible, or is it like your connection? I'm not sure. Can you just let me know if I'm audible and you can see my screen clearly? Can you just post it on the chat? Okay, thanks guys. I have a few confirmations. Thank you so much. Okay, so you're able to see what we've done here, right? It's very standard, very straightforward. Heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image, heading, paragraph, image. Okay, go ahead and build this. All right, um, just go to every image, right click, copy image address. Okay, right click, copy image address, copy the text, whatever. Don't type any of this out. Copy paste as much as you can. When you do that, you will end up at something that looks like this. Okay, which is kind of, we're getting even closer. We're getting so much closer. Okay, it's very exciting that we are this close. Now I'll show you just with the, here is where the beauty of CSS comes in. Okay, so let's say I want to style all of my sections at the same time. Okay, um, how am I going to do it? So let's say I'm going to give my headings, okay, a much bigger font size to start with. Okay, this is a much bigger font size. This I'm guessing is still 14 pixels, so that's fine. This has to be a much bigger font size, right? So let's go with something like 30 pixels. 30 pixels maybe, I don't know, 30 pixels is all right, I think. Yeah, probably 28, not sure. And then the color, again, it's not exactly black. Okay, it's like a really dark gray. Okay, so be mindful of that. It's not black, it's dark gray. Let's see, font weight. 400 is too less. 600 seems okay. 600 seems right. And of course, you want all of the headings, and all of the sections to be, the text has to be center aligned, right? So let's go ahead and add text align center to the headings. Then we need to add text align center to the paragraphs as well, right? Let's go ahead, paragraphs to be text align center. All right. And now all I need to do is I need to add some spacing, right? So I need to add some spacing here. I need to add some spacing here. Just going to see, each section has its own sort of padding. Okay. So I could probably just get started that way. Let's see. Do we need a padding on the section? Probably not. I don't know. Probably we can get a padding on the section. That's also fine. Let's see. 16 pixels, 24 pixels, something like that should be good. Okay. So you notice that we now have some amount of padding. Okay. So if you squeeze the container, you'll notice that it doesn't hit the edges anymore. Okay. You can either keep it at 24 pixels is good. Yeah, 24 pixels is fine. Okay. Now we need to add some spacing between the heading and the paragraph. Okay. So let's see. Let's give this a margin. Okay. And we're only going to give it a top margin. Okay. All of these headings, all of my headings, I'm just going to give it a top margin. So I don't know, 32 pixels, and then nothing on the sides. Okay. So yeah, nice. This is exactly what I needed. And for the For the paragraph, I don't know. I don't think they're giving a lot of spacing to the paragraph. Um, let's see, 30 probably too much. This is probably better. And I'm just going to give a margin, you know, something like 12 pixels, I think. Okay, we have this and this. We have this and this. But that's fine. That's fine. So let's see where we are now. We're here, right? Stay organized instantly. Now the only thing that's kind of missing is the image. Okay, it has to be center aligned. And for that, the easiest thing you could do is you could just put the text align center over here. Okay, then it aligns all the things inside the section. So you pretty much you don't need any of this anymore. The other thing that you can do is, again, you could make this a flex display. Okay, but remember what happens when you make a flex display. All of the children of that section, they come side by side. They come horizontally, they become flexible. Okay, that's what display flex does. We don't want them in the horizontal direction, but we actually want them in the column direction, right? So I want them to come column wise. And you notice if I do that, everything gets stretched. Okay, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, align all my items to the center and place all of my content also in the center. Sorry. Yeah. Yep. Align all of your items to the center, place all of the content in the center, and there you go. This is exactly what you need, right? And you see, just with these three rules, we ended up adding styles to all the sections, right? That's the beauty of CSS. Okay, that's the thing that makes CSS just so wonderful. If you select the right elements, okay, there are multiple ways of selecting, right? You can select by tag, you can select by the name of the class, you can do something complex like, hey, all the select elements that come inside the footer. You can do complex stuff like that as well. But if you select things the right way, okay, then you can just with a little bit of, just a little bit of CSS, you can end up styling like 90% of your page, right? And to me, that is really powerful. That's beautiful to me. All right. Let's see what it is that these guys do differently. First of all, you'll notice that you still need text align center, okay, because this entire paragraph has been center aligned, but the text inside the paragraph is still left aligned, okay. You don't want that. So we'll stick to this. We'll still have our text align center for the headings as well as the paragraphs, okay. So now they look, the way they're supposed to. And let's see the main section, okay, which I think is the hero section, right? That has like a really faint background, F8, F8, F8. So you take a look at this, okay. Just 1 second. Take a look at this, okay. It's not exactly the same, it's not the same color as this. Okay, this is slightly off-white. The rest is white. That's kind of what we have here, right? The only differences are H1, okay, should have a much bigger font size. So I'm just going to give it something like 36 pixels. Okay, because this get more done with Gmail is pretty big, right? Yeah, I think this is the size. Yeah, even our H2 headings can be a little bigger. Okay, so I'm just going to make them 32. And yeah, I think 32 is a sweet spot, right? Yeah. Guys, we desperately need a better font. I'm getting a little tired of seeing the G not match. Okay, so let us just quickly take a small digression. Product sans font, product sans Google font. Um, what about something like PP sounds? Is that what we want? Let's see, what does the G look like? The G doesn't look anything like the Google font. Huh. Do you guys have some suggestions? Anything in the chat? Any fonts that you saw that are kind of, like the Google font? So just go into Google Fonts, okay, and try to look for something that's similar to the actual Google thing, okay. So search for these kind of fonts, and let's see. Let me just type in Google. So we'll be able to see if there's some font that looks like Google. This probably Lunita Sans, or I don't know, Josephine Sans also a little bit. Oh man, it can be a little hard to find. Oh, okay, this I think is kind of what we want. It's called Kumbh Sans. Okay, I think it's by an Indian guy, Saurabh Sharma. That's nice. So yeah, let's select all of our styles. Oh man, they don't have too many variations, but that's all right. I think we can live with it. Let's see. I'm not sure this will work well. Okay, uh, I'm just trying to find a font that kind of looks like the Google font, right? So I'm just going to go ahead change my. Oh well, this. I mean, the Gmail looks better, guys, but I don't know. Rest of the stuff is just crap. Oh well, so it can't be this. Um, okay, can I trust you guys to find me the right font? I'm just going to go ahead with something that looks and feels like the Google thing. Okay, but yeah, just help me find the right font. All right. Go ahead, paste this. Don't need any of this great nonsense. All right, guys, here goes. I don't know if this will. Eh, not really. I think, I mean, it's not that bad actually. I mean, apart from the headings, okay, and the heading seems like there's a little bit more space between the letters. So let's go ahead and add some letter spacing actually. Okay, just a little bit of space. I think 1 pixel should be good enough. Yeah, this looks slightly better, I think. I may think that there's still a lot more space between this get more and the paragraph. We we probably added a lot more spacing. Okay, we can reduce that a bit. The margins. Yeah, anyway, maybe 20, 24 was just fine. Okay, so we have this done. Okay, the only thing that's kind of remaining is this section, and you notice that this has a background color. Let's see what else. What else has a background color? It's a little hard to see. So stay organized has a background color, right? Never drop the ball has a background color. Take action. Okay, so stay organized and never drop the ball have. But this avoid suspicious emails has. Okay, so sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. So let's see. What was the section tag for about avoid suspicious emails. We just go ahead and give it that background. We have this, right? So for my hero section, for my avoid suspicious emails section, I want those two backgrounds. Never drop the ball and stay organized. So there you go. Never drop the ball. And we have stay organized. Okay. So for all four of these, we also have now the right background color. Okay. And that's pretty much it, right? Yep, that's pretty much it. Let's see, get started with Gmail. They have this image on top. Okay, so that's one section that we can wrap up. Just put an image over there. Let's see, let's just call it logo. I'm going to say get Gmail section. Okay, the image inside this, I mean, obviously it can't be this big, right? So we're going to set the height of that image to 48 pixels. Too small. 72, is it? Oh yeah, 72. 72 is much better. Okay, so there needs to be a little more spacing between these elements. So that's there. Plus, there's a lot more spacing at the section level itself. Okay, I just want to make sure that we're getting that right. Okay, where's our H2? Let's keep it like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some. There is padding to the sections. So there is padding here, obviously. And then my headings also have a margin, but that margin I think is not being respected over here. Let's see, this is my H2, and then this is my, I think here, right? So I think for my section, I can probably give it a little bit padding. Okay, so 32 pixels, say top and down, and then 24 pixels on the sides. So you have this. This looks pretty good now. Okay. Sections are nice and padded well. Okay. Like 40 pixels is also. So my get Gmail section, I have the image, I have my text, and then I have this guy, right? Just needs a little more spacing. The get Gmail button also has to be a little bigger. Okay, right now it's a little small. So I could do something like this. So if my button is inside this section, okay, remember we use line height over here, right? Previously to give this a bigger line height. So let me just make it something like 48. Okay, so it seems like it's a bigger button. We could increase the padding, but I don't think padding is the issue here. Okay, I think the padding is just fine. What I'm going to do here, okay, is I'll say that every element, okay, that comes okay, all of these guys are going to have a margin bottom of, let's say, 36 pixels. Let's space this out nicely. Okay, I'm adding some spacing between these two guys. 36 probably too little. Let's see, 48, 64. Oh, 64 way too much. Sorry, too much. Really that much. So this is the tricky bit, okay, where you kind of have to figure out how much spacing is there between two things. 28 pixels. I don't know. This seems alright. This seems okay. So we have our get started with Gmail. We have our footer looking nice and good. We have our sections already. Okay. What else remains? Is there any design element that we have missed? Oh, experience Gmail on any device. I think that's the only one left. Experience Gmail on any device. And these are both images, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and add them here. This is experience Gmail, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it inside a paragraph. Okay, I'm going to add both of my images inside the two paragraphs, inside a paragraph here. Okay, you could also keep it inside like a div. Okay, that works also. And see, we are way too big. I don't want it to be this big. So what I'm going to do is I say experience Gmail section. In that section, whatever images are there, okay, whatever images are there in experience Gmail, I don't know, let's work with the height. Okay, let's give it like 48 pixels or something. Yeah, this is better, much better, right? So this is our web page. Okay, this is what Google has. This is our stuff. So we now have them come side by side. The height is perfectly fine. What else do we need? Okay, and the only thing that's kind of remaining is this guy here. Okay, you'll notice that the image is kind of too big for the container. Okay, so even if I kind of zoom out now, if I go back to my desktop view, you'll notice that my page still looks really good. Okay, apart from the footer. So the footer, I'll show you what we can do to make it look really good. Okay, but apart from that, all of this is looking pretty great. It's looking pretty great. Um, our buttons are probably not as big as we wanted them to. Yeah, but this is the part where the whole responsive design is going to come into play. Okay, 15 minutes from now, once we make sure that we got everything else, in 15 minutes we'll go ahead and we'll start making this responsive. Okay, which is kind of the highlight of the whole thing. So that when we resize our page, the if there's more horizontal space, it should just align uh, align over there nicely. Okay, so we'll take a look at how to do that in just 15 minutes. I think the only things that kind of remain here, and correct me guys if I'm wrong, is this, the never drop the ball and the stay organized sections. Okay, you'll notice that they actually have some margin here. Okay, there's a gap over here to the sides. And if I make this much smaller, you notice that the gap is still there. Okay. After a while, they come in two different sections. That's obviously there. Um, Even otherwise, you know. So both of these sections, okay, I'm going to add another small class. Okay, that's just going to give us um, like a bit of margin. Okay, so I'm going to say I don't know, M4 or something, and I'm going to add a margin. So whichever element has this class M4, okay, it's going to get this margin. All right. So let me add it to my stay organized section. I'm going to say M4, which is going to, yeah, you notice it now has a nice little margin. Maybe 48 pixels is too much, and 40 seems all right. And similarly, I'm going to add the M4 class over here. Okay, so that this guy never drop the ball is also like this. Now, if you look at it, it's exactly what we wanted. Okay, this is what we wanted. This section, however, it reaches till the very edge, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, but these guys, they have to, they have to come with a little bit of margin on the sides. So I have to stay organized, never drop the ball. This is coming along good. Yeah, there's lesser space here than there is here. Okay, so we have this section ready. And that's pretty much it, guys. The only thing here is, I think, the experience section, right? What's this called? Devices section. Yeah. The image over here, you'll notice, is causing us a bit of trouble, okay? Because this image is too big. It's trying to overflow the boundaries, which means if I make it much smaller, you'll notice that I get this horrible horizontal scroll, okay? And it kind of throws everything off. Everything else is behaving nicely. Okay, it's only this one image that is, taking up all the space. So obviously you don't want that. The simplest thing you can do is you can just say that, width has to be 100%, okay, of what there is. It can't be more than 100% of what you see on the page. All right. So if I resize the page, it's going to, take up 100% of the width, but not more. Okay, it will not take up any more space. And with that, guys, I think this is the actual Gmail page. Okay, and this is what we have. All right. Is it the same exact thing? No, but it's quite similar. Okay, it's quite similar, and that should give you guys a little bit of hope. Okay, that think about it. It's a Sunday morning. You guys showed up 1.5 hours in the morning, 1.5 hours in the afternoon, and you already have something that looks and feels like the real thing. Okay, if you just get the right font, and I think one of you actually suggested a font, right? Oh, great, Venkat suggested. So this is the font family is called Inter, is it? Okay, let's try this, guys. So instead of this, oh man, okay, I think it's just called Inter. Okay, and in the style, let's go ahead and let's add Inter over here. Inter is also a good one. But again, I don't know. I feel like Nunito is maybe just a little more accurate. Okay. But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good font. You can go ahead and use it. No issues there. Let us see. There's some spacing over here that we missed. Okay. We should go ahead and kind of fix that. How do we do this? Where did we have the paragraph image thing? So this is the experience email section, right? I'm just going to add a bit of margin top, okay, to push this text upwards. So let's see, another 20 pixels. Probably, yeah. Now it's more like what you see here, right? Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. We're one step closer to putting a beautiful web mini project on our resume. So I hope you're excited. I hope you're coding along with us. If you haven't signed up for the Edyst Webmaster Bootcamp, the link is in the description below. Go ahead, sign up. The code for this entire project is available over there. You'll also get to chat with me and my team of mentors when you sign up for a free module. So go ahead, sign up, come say hi on the chat. We'll be more than happy to help you with this project, or if you wanted to talk about web development in general, if you wanted some career advice. That being said, if you like the video, if you like the kind of videos that we're doing, if you like the kind of workshop that we conduct, don't forget to like this video, guys. Share it amongst your friends, spread the word, tell people about what we're doing, and finally subscribe to our channel. Click on the notifications icon as well so that you'll get notified every time we do another of these series of videos, every time a new video is released. Hope you've had fun today, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.